season really is, to me, is over. So I mean, let him continue to be the backup, and let's see what Trey Lance has to offer. Because at the end of the day, you still paying Trey Lance $5 million for this season. So let's get our money's worth. At least it'll be entertaining, regardless of how the outcome comes.
Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys. You got your boy B.
Devo.
EJ.
Come to talk about some Cowboy news. We're going to start out talking about this quarterback situation. Dak Prescott seems to be out for the year with a season-ending hamstring surgery, saying that it was partially off the bone. So they elected for him to finally have the surgery. He didn't really want to, didn't seem like it, but he finally had to go ahead and have it done. What you guys think we should actually be doing? You think Cooper Rush can handle the load, or you think we actually should be playing Trey? What y'all think?
Well, I'll start it out.
Go ahead.
I know most of the general consensus are in favor of Trey Lance getting his opportunity here, but with all due respect, Cooper Rush paid his dues. He won 6 games for us last year in Dak's absence. Quality quarterback. He has all the tools with which to succeed. So I think he deserves a chance, despite the general consensus that Trey Lance should get his opportunity. I do believe, however, that at some point, if things don't change or if there's not a drastic change in our current situation, that Trey Lance should get a chance to show what he can actually do. And I'm not definitely not disagreeing with that thought at all. I personally like to see what he can do as well myself. But in the interim, I think we got to give all due respect to Cooper Rush for what he's done for this team so far.
For my consensus of it all, I'm glad they decided to have Dak, go ahead and do this surgery, because I feel like even when he was 100%, that he wasn't putting out what we need, on the field. So you might as well go ahead and get better for next year, and let's see where things go. I mean, considering that you're the highest paid quarterback in the league. As for the Cooper Rush thing, he didn't have a very good showing last game. Our season really is, to me, is over. So I mean, let him continue to be the backup, and let's see what Trey Lance has to offer. Because at the end of the day, you still paying Trey Lance $5 million for this season. So let's get our money's worth. At least it'll be entertaining, regardless of how the outcome comes. Because what we want to see from a quarterback, I feel like we will see the excitement from Trey Lance, and that's all we want to see, man. We want excitement. We don't really. It's okay. We know where the season is headed, and who knows? I mean, we may win a game here and there, but I just think for the entertainment purposes, if you listen to the crowd when he came into the game, everybody was hyped on their feet, being loud. As soon as you took him out for those 2 plays, what happened? Boo! You mean you're in booing? So So everybody wants to see what a quarterback is supposed to do, which is scrambling, which is what we've been talking about all season. Which is the new game. This is the new game. Which is where it has evolved to. So that's what people want to see. People want to see entertainment, and that's what NFL is.
Facts. Yeah, man. Cooper Rush looked like he was a rookie when he was in the. I was kind of shocked by that. Like, he didn't look composed at all in there. But you're right, Debo, man. When Trey came in the game, man, like the energy was immediate. Even though you don't know what you're gonna get with him, it's just something new, and he does bring that energy because of how athletic he is, and he can throw the ball as well. He's just his decision making. He just get his mind right.
That's it.
He got the talent. Everybody sees the potential, so that's where the excitement is coming from. But if Cooper Rush can continue to look like he did last Sunday, then it don't make sense to keep playing him. Like, go ahead and let Trey rock, and then if he might get a groove going, then you might see that you actually have some talent with him, and he'll be the new backup.
Yeah,
But
Trey Lance performance wasn't stellar either. Now during
He
the
didn't
no,
get
Titans,
the
it
chance.
wasn't. But it
He didn't get
wasn't
the chance.
horrible either, though. He came in and got a first down off the rip.
yeah.
You have to be realistic about it though. I mean, people you cannot judge Trey Lance's performance in that game period because for one, when they first threw him in the game, he got 2 plays. Then when he came back in the game, they did some crap. I don't even remember what's going on because I mean I just remember him not playing a lot, and I'm like, well, you can't really judge him off 2 or 3 plays. Like, man, the man probably played what 5 or 6 plays total. How can you judge him off of that and say he didn't do anything?
But the first
When
play off
Cooper
the
Rush
rip, he
got a
got a first
whole
down.
what Cooper Rush got a whole three quarters and a half. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you judge that based off of him getting 3 quarters and the other person get 5 or 6 plays, and then you saying, oh, he didn't look stellar? How can you say that?
True. I
I
mean, you
mean,
got to
hey,
think as well. He was preparing as the backup all week, so Cooper Rush was getting the first team reps. So he wasn't in sync with everybody in the game plan for what they had going on. So you got to take that into account as well. But as soon as he got in the game, he got the first down, and I think he ran for like at least 2 first downs. The one pick he threw, I don't know what he was looking at on that he just loft that into the double
He
coverage. I
just
don't
got
know what he
caught
was
in the
looking at.
hey,
moment, man.
hey,
That's all.
there's
That's what it was.
there's two rules of thumb here that I can always count on when it comes to you
Mm,
two. Y'all
mm.
gonna always be in agreement on Trey Lance, and you're gonna always be in agreement on Dak Prescott. I'll leave that at that.
Hey, until things
But
change.
no, but I'm saying, but you have to also be realistic about what you seeing. Like you cannot judge Trey Lance off that game, and when you got a short amount of opportunity like that, of course I'm gonna go in there and launch the ball because I'm trying to make something happen. I'm gonna try to make anything happen for me to be able to stay on the field. See, Rush is in there. He's trying to make things. He wasn't really trying to make things happen because he know he's the backup, so he can do whatever, and he gonna get the opportunity again. He knows
But
that.
but
Sometimes
as
see
a
Trey Lance
backup,
know his string is this
as,
short.
as a backup, when you hit the field, you know what your job is. And then I'm not, and I agree with what y'all saying about Trey Lance. That was enough opportunity with to show what he could do. But let's face it, whether it's Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, or Will Jones, who I hear is in the background back there,
Mm,
um, as an NFL backup quarterback, when your foot hit the field, you're supposed to be ready to go and ready to give your best.
Well,
There's
your
no
boy wasn't ready to
forgiveness.
go.
There's no learning curve. There's no forgiveness. Your job is to back up, is to be ready to hit that
Hey,
button and to go.
Cooper Rush wasn't ready to go. He looked just like he looked the worst
He was he was
Dak
ready to
Prescott.
go, just not he was ready to go, just not the way we wanted him to go.
yeah, you want to go
Yeah,
home.
I don't think he was ready at all because I mean he just looked lost out there in terms of the passes he was making. I don't know who he was throwing the ball to half the time. I just really
Yeah,
feel like he was trying to turn the ball over. Just defense wasn't catching the ball.
true.
So
So
what's the general consensus around the NFL now? Are all teams carrying three quarterbacks now?
I'm
nope.
probably kept two active and then one on the practice squad. Cowboy signing Bailey Zappi was kind of a surprise. Over Will Greer.
Yeah,
But
They both
I
was
don't
on the
know.
same team.
yeah.
Will Greer was
I
on the
said Will
Patriots too.
Jones is Will Greer. My bad.
Yeah,
I need
but
to stop.
Zappi was the one they signed today. That's what we reported today. So Bailey Zappi used to be the backup quarterback for the New England Patriots. That's where I remember him from.
Patriots. Yeah. I had to read
Yeah.
up on that because I had never even heard that dude.
Yeah,
So
I would just like to see that Trey Lance get his fair share of actually getting the opportunity without taking him out the game. I mean, if you make a turnover here and there, so what? I mean, our backup quarterback was turning the ball over too. So our starting quarterback turned the ball over too. So just give him a chance, man.
yeah.
Give him
Just
a
give him a
real
full
legit
week to
game.
prepare. Yeah, give him a whole week of preparation with
That
the
too.
first team and give him a whole game, bro. And see what you got. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserves
And
that.
they shouldn't even came out and said that they was coming to start with Rush again next week either or Monday. So
True.
I ain't like that.
take a
I feel
game
Yeah,
like
I
plan
like
for him.
either.
I feel like they should have prepared through the week to see what was going on and go from there. Because Trey Lance to me opens up more opportunities. As soon as he came in the game, he did a quarterback draw, which gave that what about 5 6 yards. Like man, that's the stuff you need.
Third down.
That'll
Yeah.
ease
But
the
that's
pressure
that.
off the team.
What you just described is another coaching fallacy. You're right. There was no need to
Absolutely.
bring out the fact that was going to who's going to start next game. Right? Now you
Mm,
give them another team a chance to prepare for you for that quarterback based on what stats they have with him. Don't say anything until game time.
true.
Not
Unless
even
they
necessarily.
lying, then it's all right. Then you see Trey trot out there starting the game. Then I was like, that was a good strategy.
True.
But it dang sure two different people for sure, man. But
Well,
how y'all feel
speaking of
about that
coaches,
Zappy though?
Hey,
Y'all
we
good
don't
with
have that.
that?
What did you say?
Y'all good with that signing though? Y'all all right with that?
I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know enough
considering,
about it to even care. You know,
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, it don't matter.
considering him and Will Greer they was on the same team, so I don't really know why we went with now. Unless Greer is their backup, I don't
Yeah,
see
he
why we
probably wasn't
picked.
available. Yeah, that probably would have was.
I'm about to say.
if
I mean,
Will McClay had anything signed off to do with signing it off, I'm all for it. I trust in Will.
Hey, who knows? Ain't no telling.
I hope we don't see him personally. So
Mm.
I just hope it's just a practice squad signing. Worst come to worst type situation. But other than that, man, it don't mean nothing.
I think we should throw three quarterbacks at him.
Hey, why not? Hell, it's a
Hey,
circus anyway. You throw
that'll mess
everybody
them
out
up.
there.
Throw
Put Micah
everybody
at
out
quarterback.
there. Everybody, you get a few plays. You get a few plays. You get a few plays.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well, speaking
why
of
not?
Micah, what y'all think about him calling out his head coach? What y'all think about that?
You want to go first?
We all know Micah,
Mm-hmm.
and Micah, it is pretty much what it is. Um, I really don't think he should have come out like that. And I think after the fact, he realized that he shouldn't have done that either. There's certain things that best kept amongst teammates, players, and team. That would have probably been one of those. He did a lot of damage by doing it. They're saying they're okay and everybody's all right, but you don't make those kind of statements and everybody be all right. There's going to be some feelings behind something like that because when it gets down to it, it's personal. So I really think if he had that to do all over again, he wouldn't do it. In fact, I think he might have said so. There's just certain unwritten rules that you don't break with regards to being a member of a team, and I think he broke one that time.
I mean, I just think, in my personal opinion, I feel like everybody is reaching in terms of the comment made. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, he only beating down on it because we're losing. And everybody had as social media, everybody needs something to talk about. So because he made this little statement and everybody taking it out of context, they're trying to make it bigger than what it really is. I don't really feel like he meant anything by it, or he meant to, say it in a different way. But I don't think he was trying to take no shot at Mike McCarthy, because if that was the case, he wouldn't have went back and apologized to the man. Like he didn't mean it in that way. He was just trying to give Zach Martin his flowers, really. You know what I mean? Trying to say that, do you want to win a Super Bowl, for guys like that? You know what I mean? So it was
Mm-hmm.
nothing to Mike McCarthy, man. I just feel like the social media just reaching. They always need to reach for something. So I mean, of course, being a Cowboys fan, that's what it come with. It's come with the territory. So they're gonna always try to hype something that's not really there.
Yeah, that's real. Both of y'all got a good valid point, but it's business at the end of the day. If you ain't doing a good job, you got to call somebody out on it. It's
Yeah.
criticism.
But
Constructive.
whose job is it to do that when you're calling out a coach? That's not that's not somebody's job per se.
What's
For
the
you,
difference between a coach calling out a player?
it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
It's all for
Yeah,
the
I
same
agree.
organization, for the same team. It's business. It's not personal. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's a
that's
business thing.
that's
Now, if you're talking about how he is as a person, his personality or whatnot, that's different. But you're talking about his performance that's affecting your job. So
well,
therefore, it's business.
well, it's kind of hard to say that that statement wasn't personal because of the quote itself. It's kind of hard to say it wasn't personal. I mean, that's pretty direct. There are too many
I mean,
ways to.
he's looking out for his teammates. I mean, you are calling him out saying like, hey, we're the ones out here doing it. We got the experience out here and actually putting the work in and whatnot. But at the end of the
Okay,
day,
let me ask you two guys this here,
okay.
because and probably more so Devin than you, but in recent weeks you've had a lot of harsh things to say about the play of Michael Parsons. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, prior to that game, yeah, I mean he has been
Yeah.
underperforming.
Okay. Okay. That being said, um, do you want that person that you guys were describing a couple of weeks ago or in the past few weeks to be that spokesman for your team? Do you think he deserves to be that spokesman after what you guys have been saying about him?
I mean, he was emotional. You could tell. You could tell he was flustered and he was caught up in the moment. You just get playing a game. I've always been advocating not having athletes do interviews after games. Although I know it's part of their job, but they needed time to come down, let that adrenaline come down and settle. But you just coming fresh off the field. He ain't even took a shower yet. You can tell he's all mad and whatnot.
We're,
But he did come off a 2.5 sack game as well. You know what I'm
I
saying? So.
understand that, but that's kind of like different than my question. My question is that the person, regardless of how or what he said it, based on you guys' assessment of him the past few weeks, do you think that's the person that's supposed to be the spokesman?
I don't have no problem with it, only for this sole reason. We don't never have nobody call nobody out. So that's something different. Even I mean, the ship is sunk. Like I think Mike, it really hit him and hurt his feelings, and I think that's what really brought that out. I don't think he really meant it like that, like Debo said, misconstrued, but he's in his emotions, and he only said it out of frustration because of the disappointment of the season. Like you getting blown out at home, you know what I'm saying, regularly. So that as a competitor, that hits different. But he's the most vocal person on the team. He's the most visible person on the team. He's gonna get the quote out one way or another. He would have said it probably on his podcast later on, maybe, but probably in a different way.
Do
I
you
don't know.
consider him, and Devin, I want to hear your take on that too, but I want to ask this question. Do you consider him the leader of this team?
Right now, yeah.
No,
I
just in
mean,
general. Just in general.
I mean, in general, yeah. I mean, who else? Because at the end of the day, you got Dak, who's just whenever the media approaches him, he always going to say the right thing. He don't never call nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
He only points. I mean, he pointed the finger at himself, but
A
at the end of the
politician.
day,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's always gonna say like Stephen they say he's always gonna say the right thing in front of the camera. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
how can I call you my leader? You know what I'm saying? I feel like really, truthfully, I don't feel like the team really rocks with him like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
based off of that, you can see a reaction on the sideline. It's always a frustration here, it's always frustration there. But the only person who really speaks any truth is Michael Parsons, even though he doesn't show up when he needs to all the time either. So yeah, I would say yeah, he is the spokesman of the team.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Now, being a spokesperson and being the leader could be two different things. We, from the public view, being that he's always in front of the camera saying the most, quotable quotes, it could be a different story behind the scenes. We don't know. Only they would know that, that type of information, man. But he does speak up for his teammates the most. He always consistent with that message. Like he's always teammates, all that. And he's always bigging them up. So he always going to be definitely player versus coach for sure. It's always going to be like that. That's some. They ain't probably in every locker room. But
Which comes back to his statement about Coach Mike McCarthy can go coach anywhere, but at the end of the day, these players only have a certain amount of time in the league to
mhm,
play and prove themselves, to try to make it to the ultimate goal, which is a Super Bowl and to be a Hall of Famer. Like that's what he was really saying. So it was no knock to Mike McCarthy. It was
mhm,
just like you said in the heat of the moment, he just put his words in a different way to where everybody just ran with it because of how it came out. But really, that's
True.
what he was trying to say. Like, you really don't have a limited time to play this game.
yeah, right about that.
Um,
So what do y'all think we should go ahead?
now, so we're gonna let that one ride. I had a few more thoughts on it, but I'll let that ride. Let's go to the next topic, sir.
All right. Well, coaching. I mean, what do y'all think? Y'all think McCarthy probably gonna let him finish coaching the rest of the year out? Don't seem like Jerry's a fan of firing guys in the middle of the season. But when he does, or if he does move on, who do y'all think we should go after? Everybody talking about Prime. Do y'all think that's the right choice?
I mean, that's the buzz that everybody's putting in the air. How realistic of it happening, I doubt it. Would I love it? Oh yeah, for sure. Because I mean, Dion, he puts work and time and effort into his craft of coaching, into the game itself, into his players. And that's what you want, what I'm saying, in terms of organization. So why not? We also know our owner, he likes, a yes man as a coach. I think that's why he won't fire Mike McCarthy, so during the season because in the previous years he's done that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's such a great yes man, and I do whatever he says, and hey, yes sir, boss man. He's one of them guys, so that's why Jason
Mm-hmm.
Garrett stuck around as long as he did, also. So I mean, that's what Jerry Jones like. So I don't think Coach Prime is one of them kind of guys. So I don't really
Mm-hmm.
see it being realistic.
Well, Coach Prime is I guess you would say, the attractive, pretty choice in the situation, the most popular choice. Um, but I'm not sure it's the best choice, and the reason I say that is because I would like to see him have more continued success at the level he's at before he's taking on an NFL team. And I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
why I said that. He's only been in the coaching business, what, it's about 6 years now?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
collegiate level. Yeah.
Yeah, and 80% of that was at the Division II level, and then he got up to the Division I level. Um, that's quite a bit of jumps in a short amount of time to go from Division II football, Division I football, to taking on an NFL team. I'd like to see him have more time as a Division I coach and achieve some degree or high level of success at
Mm-hmm.
that level before I would throw him into the fire of the NFL team. Not saying that he couldn't handle it, but if it was my money that I was spending for him, I don't know that I'd take that chance for that same reason.
Mm-hmm.
But well, let me say this: um, why wouldn't you, if the fact that this man is arguably one of the best players to step foot in the NFL, why wouldn't you think he would qualify for the job? Because at the end of the day, he know what it takes to be great. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what it takes in the NFL, what the effort it takes. And you've seen him win on each level. You've seen him win in high school. You've seen him win in, like you said, Division II. You've seen him win on D1, which is currently. So it's like I don't see how you don't see that the trend for him is trending up. He knows football. He's proven on each level, and he's showing you he's walking the walk and talking the talk. So it's like, how could you not want that as your candidate?
Well, like I said, first of all, let me be clear. That was just my personal opinion on that
For sure.
idea. Um, when he was just leaving Division II football, when money started to come into play. He got into Division I football when money was definitely into play. Now you talk about getting into pro football, which money is everything in that situation. I'm not really sure, and that's putting aside. You're not even thinking about the athletes involved. You can pretty much tell grown men what to do, um, and young men what to do at the college level. But once you get
It's
to the pro level, it's a different story. And then you mix money with that, it becomes a lot more complicated than just saying, "Oh yeah, he'll be a good coach." There's a whole lot more to go into it. So again, I'll reiterate that was just my personal thought based on what I've seen him accomplish so far and where he is at the present day in terms of being able to take on the NFL team.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's your personal opinion, but what I'm just saying is for a coach to have proven himself on each level and continue to prove himself. I get what you're saying in terms of the money part, but you have to look at it like this: with the money thing, the reason why it is working for him, because the people here around him, he wants the best for them. Like every player that even follows him or every player that plays for this man, he wants the absolute best for that player. To me, that's what you need in a coach. Like you need somebody who actually cares but for an individual themselves before the team.
If I'm
Yeah.
go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, both of y'all got good points, man. It just all about what Jerry's willing to relinquish. Because we know Prime is going to come with some stipulations and certain things how he want things. So it just might not work. It just really depends on if Jerry's willing to give up any type of power or control, which I'm sure
But then
Dion he gonna want a lot of it. I'm sure.
if
So
you look at where the team is right now, if you look at where Jerry's mindset is right now, Jerry's facing a lot of pressure right now. He's feeling it. Trust me. And
but
it's
when hasn't he faced pressure? Like he's been under
well,
scrutiny and
no,
pressure
it's
for a
no,
long
look,
time now.
we're coming off of 3-12-5 seasons, so there's no pressure like
And we
we're
walked
talking
away
about.
with
No,
Not a
but
damn thing.
let's not even get to that point yet. Let's talk about we're coming off a 3-12-5 season. Now you're in a situation couple 3-12-5 season when you fix to have a crazily bad record. Um,
mhm.
these are all things that he will have to take into consideration when deciding the next move he makes. Now, the question for him is, are you willing to take a chance on a Deion Sanders in light of what I just said to you guys about his experience, or would you be more favorable towards somebody like a proven coach like Bill Belichick, who's still out there, and will come back to the NFL this year?
I
Um,
don't want to go nowhere in that direction. I don't want no old
that's
coaches that's
you
been in the league.
That's you. My question is to do with Jerry thinking.
And that's gonna make or break whether we get a Super Bowl before he dies or not, right there. He needs to go young and he needs to let them run the show. It's a different game now. If not, we're gonna have the same product we've been having for the last 30 years. And
Right.
then that's what it is. That's what it boils
Yeah.
down to. If he goes that route, if we go Bill Belichick route, we
To
done
me,
for.
Jerry is the kind of person that he won't do it just because everybody thinks he should do it.
Hmm. Ain't no telling, man. You really don't know what he's thinking at this point. And if he doesn't change, I mean, if he does change his ways, I mean, that'll be great, man. But if not, we're gonna have the same problems. We're gonna have all this talent with a bad culture, and all gonna go to waste. To be paying guys. This is gonna be a safe haven for great players to not win anything and just be winning in the regular season, gaining all those accolades for those, and not for the playoffs where it really matters. So.
Mm-hmm.
But on another note, on Jerry, him and CD, when them curtains, them lights, and a lot of people been chiming in about the sun shining in that window there. So, what's y'all take on it?
I don't think they not gonna change it. So ain't no reason to even thinking about it because I mean, cause we'd have been in that stadium for years already now, and that's been a thing. So if Jerry ain't changed it now, I mean, if he ain't changed it back then, he ain't changing it now. So, hey, at this point, he blamed the coaches. He said the coaches they know where the sun of the direction is, and
True.
call to play the opposite direction is pretty much what he was saying. So,
Yeah.
But if you ain't, that
for
son
real,
is a
that's
funny.
exactly what he said. Like
That
he said,
Yeah.
that's
they
always
know we know
that's
where the
always
sun is
been
facing.
that's always been baffling to me. That son coming to the stadium, even at the games we went to, something about to blind me, and I'm not even playing.
True.
And then you can
Right.
only imagine what's doing to those guys down there in that field. And
Yeah. I
and it's
mean,
and it's
I
and
know
it's
the other,
dangerous too. Like it's really dangerous, man. Somebody can get their head taken off, not being able to see. Something
yeah.
like I,
Facts.
I,
and I
to me,
mean,
it's a safety
it,
thing,
there's also,
and
I
Jerry
mean,
just don't see it.
the other teams dealing with the same son. I mean, you could look at it that way too. But I, I agree with what you say, Devin. It's not a safe thing. I really think he should have tinted those windows long. There's no reason not to tint it. You can come up with more reason to tint it than
Mhm.
you can not to tint it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what their reasoning is behind that. It's baffling to me, but you know, Jerry being Jerry.
Because
Yeah,
of how
man. A
the
lot of
sun
guys
look
around
on
the
the
NFL
field.
been weighing in on it, man. They've been saying like Debo Samuel said it's just something everybody got to deal with. He said, he just got to look for the black circle in the light and just catch it and grab it in your body. But I mean,
That's
the
crazy.
players shouldn't have to go through that. The home team definitely should be taking advantage of it for the opposing team, man. But
I'm
I don't
surprised
know.
the league has. I'm surprised the league hasn't stepped in and said something about it. It may now because there's more talk about it now than has been in the past. So
Yeah,
when
just
it
them
costs
It,
afternoon
somebody a
games,
game,
man. That sun going down. It's just tough. It's the timing of things.
when it costs the
to
right
be
person a game, they'll make the noise.
Mm,
Nah, I just think it's gonna come down to something bad happening. That's all, and it
true.
shouldn't come down to that. But of course, if it's talk about it, then you feel like you should do something about it. But
Facts. We need to be
that's Jerry
proactive than
Jones, man.
reactive. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah, but hey, on that note, we're gonna wrap this episode up, man. We thank y'all for joining us for another session. We hope y'all keep liking and commenting and rocking with us, man. We appreciate the support. But until next time.